Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Seattle Seahawks.
Few better places in the country weather-wise this time of year than this one right here, Tampa, Florida, at beautiful Raymond James Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, the streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. And now a fair catch called for, and he'll indeed take it at about the 6-yard line. So here are the Seahawks now with a long field in front of them. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season. And maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year. And with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down. Operating from the gun. Hall. And they'll get him down up past the 15. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Now they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago. 14 carries, 90 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a changeup.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Hall steps away. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The CD, this offense at 11-0 now on the year. A few weeks ago, I remember asking you what kind of percentage chance that you thought they had at staying unbeaten the entire season. I think you said 25%. I'd imagine.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And I think it's safe to say that, and I heard him say it in the post-game press conference, that was a team win last week because he didn't really play up to his normal standards, throwing 2 interceptions.
No touchdown.
Yeah, didn't offset it at all, but the team found a way to get it done.
Long down on 1st down. Open target here, Darius Slayton.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. The numbers for Mixon last week, north of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And his kick is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
And this shot downfield on second down is brought in. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage moves from one 37-yard line to the other as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Hall. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Joe Tryon-Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Forced out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. His 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season.
And the Seahawks have moved out in front. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Just a 4-play drive that time, and the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
On first down, Long, dancing to his left. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. The 20. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. CD, for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
And he goes out right around the 39. That one a first down pickup of 8. Off play action. Long. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Vita Vea in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. Looking to throw. Long. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
On fourth down, Joseph Charlton on to punt.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken around the 12.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
Here's Hall to throw on third down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And look at this starting field position. That'll be touchdown inside the 30-yard line.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Escaping the pressure right. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw. Long. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Darius Slayton, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Ken Walker with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Point after, right down the middle, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And it was Ken Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Long, a final shot before break.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Rams who are out in front in that one. The Rams trying to finish that one off and claim victory. From there, we head down to the Sunshine State to check on the Jaguars at home in Jacksonville. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. The Titans seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they trail the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. And that one's gone to halftime. The Raiders looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So this a 2-possession ball game as we get back underway, set for the third quarter. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. And the Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be. Obviously, they're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? And which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now. Because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Long. Steps away to his left. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Off the play fake. Long. He'll buy some time right. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So it's kind of more of the same offensively. This was a team needing to come out in this third quarter with a little fire. Instead, they put the ball on the ground.
And that has to be the discussion at halftime because they're down 2 scores. We got to come out with a little bit more urgency than we had in the first half. Now that urgency falls on their defense because they can't fall down 3 scores and hope to come back and win this game.
Hall now off the play fake. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, you got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And quickly, they get to the line. Sliding out of the pocket. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Long.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Again, it's Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off play action. Long. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Seahawks are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Straight ahead, Walker. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 57 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll try for the 1st with Walker.
And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
From the gun, it's Walker.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Hall.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Touchdown! From 6 yards away.
And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Operating from the gun. Long. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Open man has got one. It's complete.
And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Rondale Moore, 51 yards. And the Bucs have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Yeah, that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
On the handoff, this is Walker.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
And going right back to Walker.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a run with Walker. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Looking to throw. Hall. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now Hall throwing on 4th down.
Hall has it knocked loose.
And the offense is going to get this ball back. So no turnover at the final gun, and this game is over.
So the victory here for Seattle. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Seahawks, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the